Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. I want to start here on the 4-hour time frame. We have seen quite a rapid drop over the last 48 hours, and the price is now testing the previous all-time high here from May. It is around $111,900, and that is the red line that I added with you guys, I think in one of the previous videos. So we're currently holding above that level. And the point I just want to highlight here is that this could act as support level. So this is a previous swing high and could act a little bit as support. This was also previous resistance a couple of times, not only here in May, but also recently in July, just like 3 weeks ago. And that is this level around 111,900, 112K. In addition to that, what we see on the chart, if we add the the RSI to the chart, the Relative Strength Index. So have we seen already a rapid decline? The market, after moving basically just around the 50 line here for the last, well, month or so, we've now reached oversold territory. Now, last time the chart was that much oversold on the 4-hour chart was in June. All right, so just saying, worth watching, okay? Now, of course, a bounce isn't guaranteed, but the 4-hour time frame would support the idea of at least a bounce. And depending on the structure of that bounce, we should get some clarity whether the market wants to move higher or not. At the moment, we are simply tracking the structures. I mean, there is no local setup at the moment that would support, let's say there is no classic long trade setup here right now, at least not without, hold on, just moving this, at least not without, let's say, a micro 5-wave move up followed by a 3-wave pullback. The potential for a bounce isn't necessarily a setup, right? Just highlighting that we have a corrective pullback. I think it still counts best as a 3-wave move. Now, in the yellow scenario, we talked about it. I'm probably going to remove the white scenario from the chart. The yellow scenario, I think, is taking the lead. I just want to see how the weekend is doing, because sometimes on the weekend you get fake out moves, low liquidity, right? So there could be some fake outs here, but it already looks as if in the yellow scenario, yeah, this is simply a B wave pullback. And we could get a C wave rally next. But first of all, let's get that B wave done, for which I have no evidence that this B wave is over. But I have added earlier today a support zone to the chart. It is between $107,060 to $111,700. It's just Fibonacci support, just some support levels to watch. There seems to be some confluence around 107K. Yeah. And I mean, how are we tracking this? I mean, how do we understand this pattern? How, what is it? Well, it's a diagonal structure. It's this yellow scenario that I presented you already yesterday, I think, a few days ago. And it is the scenario that kind of came into force as, you could say, a preferred interpretation due to the break of impulsive support, right? Bitcoin broke below upper micro support. So that means we're now tracking whether this is a diagonal structure. Of course, I mean, we need to see where the price finds support. We need to see how the price reacts to certain support levels. It's not the cleanest situation here. Remember, we are likely in the late stages of a bull market. So there is quite a bit of uncertainty, as always, in a correction. But that's an absolute mess. It's a correction, right? Typically in corrections, you see a lot of overlapping, messy price action. And we have already seen a few days ago that the price is likely morphing into this diagonal pattern because there was no impulsive reaction to the support levels that needed to hold to keep the direct move up alive. Now, not saying this is now all bearish, it just means it's likely morphing into a diagonal pattern. Best I can tell, I'm not prepared to call here a bear market or anything. There are already a lot of people who are doing this. I have no evidence for it. Just because we broke a micro support level doesn't mean that we are now in a bear market, right? So it's worth not getting too bearish, right? It's just classic sentiment when we have a bit of a deeper correction, people get all bearish. it's just important to understand that we're now entering the next support zone, and the 61.8 retracement is typically quite a powerful one. They're around 111,700, and as I said, the 4-hour time frame relative strength index includes at least shows us the potential for at least a bounce, I would say, yeah, at least a bounce. So this is something to watch, something interesting. But overall, at the moment, there isn't really much there in terms of a reaction. So that doesn't mean it has to have found a bounce or it has to have started now. I'm just saying this is sort of the area where it might be worth watching. And I still would need to see, minimally a break above the Saturday high at 114,100, better above 116K in 5 waves for an indication a low is in. That's the update on Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you are interested in the membership, check out our channel page. There's a video that explains the member benefits. You can get access to member-only videos. There are quite a lot on this channel. In addition to that, you get access to our member live stream, which is running on Sunday again. We do it every week, 5 p.m. UTC. Typically, we cover around 40 coins. Last week, I even extended it a little further. Not sure if I can do that tomorrow. It was quite demanding, but we're doing the live stream tomorrow. It's great. I enjoy it. It's typically a great time. Lots of charts we go through. I think there are lots of questions people have. So check it out if you're interested. Also, if you're interested in the Gold membership, you can join the Gold membership and you get access to our Discord server with an Elliott Wave course, further updates, a lot of updates also on the weekend, Tradingview live charts, and much more. Thanks so much. See you there. Bye-bye.